You probably know our show comes to you from an iconic building known as 30 Rock. It's part of Rockefeller Center, which was built in the 1930s during the Great Depression. That project produced not only a set of Art Deco skyscrapers, but also an iconic photo that has stood the test of time, even inspired a new experience at 30 Rock's observation deck called The Beam. As for that original photo, it's a group of 11 guys eating lunch while sitting on a beam that dangles over Midtown Manhattan, some 850 feet above the ground. That picture is the focus of this new book titled Lunch on a Beam, The Making of an American Photograph. Here to tell us all about it is the author, Christine Roussel. She's also the longtime archivist here at Rockefeller Center and a legend here. Christine, good morning. Good to have you with us. Congrats on the new book.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
This photo is shrouded in so much mystery, and we'll get to that in a second. But why did you decide you needed to write this book?
The reason I wrote the book was so many people would come to the archive looking at me for answers to who are the men on the beam, or my grandfather is the third man on the beam, and you don't mention that. Well, what do you say to people who you have no proof to say, yes, your grandfather is the third man on the beam?
So you said, I need to try to find these answers. Who are these guys? And also, who took the photographs, too, right?
Crazy men took the photographs.
Yes, exactly.
You see those pictures of them up on top of the grillage with the iron workers, straddling beams at incredible heights, and really, really dangerous situation, and lugging all their camera equipment. Think of the day 1932, when the cameras were not little fast-shooting cameras. That
no iPhones back then.
No iPhones.
I think every HR department in the country looks at the pictures of those guys standing on those beams and has a heart attack nowadays.
Absolutely.
How hard was it to solve these mysteries of figuring out who these guys are?
Well, it was difficult. At first, it wasn't so difficult because we did have some clues in the archives on some of the original photographs, some of the original prints. On the back of it, the PR department had very kindly listed the names of the people in the picture. Hooray. That's incredible. But then at a certain point, it stopped. So we managed to, through examination and comparison, to identify about 7 people on the beam. And that's also because 2 families contacted us with proof that their ancestor was on the beam. And that started the whole thing rolling. And then we kind of hit a dead end in the sense of, is this guy the right guy, or is this guy the right guy? Or are we not finding the right guy yet?
So you were conclusive in some elements, and others, the mystery maybe still remains a little bit.
I love that. The mystery still remains.
For the next book, a lot of people assume it's a spontaneous photo. Is that true?
No.
No. What was it?
Okay, in those days, there was a PR man working for the Rockefellers named Merrill Kroll. Merrill Kroll set the stage for these pictures to be taken. He sent up 3 stringers, Charlie Ebbets, Thomas Kelly, and Leftwich, 3 photographers to the top of the structure, to the iron beams, to take pictures. He also provided lunch boxes to some of the iron workers. I don't think they all got a lunchbox, but most of them did. So there was a set-up day of shooting pictures of the iron workers at work. Well, obviously, the iron workers participated because you see pictures of them lying down, you see them eating lunch, you see them standing there casually looking around like every daddy does a stroll on a beam at 850 feet. You know, for midday lunch, lighting a cigarette, you know, whatever they were doing, they participated with, I think, probably joy, because they were getting paid also.
It was the ultimate publicity shoot, and it clearly worked, because we're talking about it more than 90 years later. We have less than a minute here, but I think it's important to know you came to Rock Center because you were working with Vice President Nelson D. Rockefeller, helping him build his art collection. Quickly tell us the story of how you became a part of the Rock Center family.
Well, that's kind of interesting. He approached me when I was leaving the Metropolitan Museum to work with him on his art collection and to provide a new business that he wanted to start about art. And we got started on this, and I will say I did not know as much about the center as many New Yorkers. I'd gone to the dentist at the Rock Center as a kid. I'd gone skating.
Yeah.
But that was it, until the day he invited me for lunch on a tour, to have a tour of Rock Center.
And he took you on a whirlwind tour.
He took me on a whirlwind tour from the trash collecting to the Gardens of the Nations to every nook and cranny you can think of, or not even think of. And that really knocked my socks off. It was a fabulous tour.
And here we are today. Christine Roussel, congratulations on the book and everything. We want to tell you, Lunch on a Beam, it's available in stores and online now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.